Well, folks, welcome back to the shed. I think I'm going to call it that for a little while. Uh, I've not really had a lot to do, so I'm making this one. Of course, this is the same night as the one you saw last night, Saturday night. But I've just I've been seeing a lot of things. So before we get into it, make sure you go on and subscribe, turn on notifications, share the video so we can expand the conversation, expand the channel. I'm still doing the giveaway at 500 subscribers for one book, 1,000 for two, and 1,500 for three. The choices are Brave New World, 1984, and Fahrenheit 451. So let's go on and get right into it. Being a weekend, being rainy and miserable and yucky outside, other than doing this, I've not got a lot to do this weekend. I mean, I went and got some lunch for my folks and things like that. But once all that was done, I mean, I sat down, started going through the YouTube stuff I've missed, through my Twitter, through my Facebook. Well, Facebook's really kind of empty because I don't have friends on it since I don't use it, but I do post to the marketplace. But even now, pushing 7 weeks since the travel ban on China, and having had the travel ban on Europe on Friday, which expands to Ireland and Scotland, and I believe the UK as a whole on Monday, everyone is still just flipping out, and we don't need to do that. I went to my local Walmart neighborhood market, and I live in a very small town compared to even cities like Arlington or Irving or, I don't know, Schaumburg, Illinois, La Jolla. Not large cities at all compared to LA or Chicago or New York, but you compare mine to Schaumburg, Illinois, or, Irving or Euless, and mine is tiny. And even here, the local Walmart neighborhood market, the local Walmart supercenter, and HEB are just bare on some items. Walmart neighborhood market had just a couple of packages of toilet paper from their Great Value line, and then a little bit of Charmin that's the overpriced crap. And it just, I understand to a point that people are being told to self-quarantine, don't go out shopping, don't go out to the movies, don't go to concerts, don't go to bars and restaurants and all that. So you're going to be stuck at home a lot more. People are being told work from home. Well, I understand now you're home a lot more. You're going to need necessities, but you don't need 100 rolls of toilet paper and 50 rolls of paper towels and 400 cans of soup. For crying out loud, I live alone, so it's just me. And if I had to stay home for 2 weeks, and maybe every other day run into town for sodas or a 12-pack of beer once in a while, and pick those up at a gas station where I'm there a minute. So aside from needing sodas or such and not stocking up on them in bulk, if I had 10 rolls of toilet paper, 3 rolls of paper towels, and I guess 10 soups, 10 SpaghettiOs, and some beef stew and some stuff like that, not anything more than I buy on my normal weekly or, bi-weekly shopping trip. And granted, yes, I'm buying them to take to work. So I understand that I'm not eating any more or less than I would if I was going to work every day, 5 days a week. I'm just doing my job from home. But I'm actually going to end up spending less money because I won't be going to McDonald's or Whataburger, Raising Cane's, Taco Bell, any of those places during the day. I'm going to stay home and I'm going to eat what I have here. I have a little Black & Decker griddle, so I might tomorrow grab, some sliced cheese and some bread and butter and clean up the griddle and, work from home. Canned soup and a grilled cheese is an amazing lunch. And you can eat one person on about $2 for lunch, making a grilled cheese or a ham sandwich or whatnot. So I'm actually going to save money. My salary will go up by all but about maybe 0.25% because I'm not spending all that money on my lunches. So I'm going to enjoy that, but I'm not going to panic. If you are a family and your kids are home from school and you're staying home from work, yes, I understand. You might need to get 2, 3 packages of toilet paper for 2 weeks. But you don't need 12. I heard from a story from my mother. There was somebody who posted on Facebook that they're just horribly upset with Amazon because Amazon is not allowing them to resell the thousands of bottles of hand sanitizer they were able to run out and buy cheap because those are cheap items. But you see, they weren't selling them. If you buy it for $1, they weren't selling it for $2 to cover shipping. No, they were selling it for anywhere between $15 and $70 a bottle. So they were price gouging. They were using this situation to gouge people and make a lot of money. I'm going to show you a revolutionary idea, and it's really sad that it's revolutionary. It's this right here. Lever 2000, one of the cheapest brands of soap on the market, and there's a simple reason for that. No additives, no scents, no colognes, no lotions or anything like that. It's soap, the most basic you can buy. I've been using it for several years. I was using Irish Spring because I like it, but I was breaking out. I have apparently a skin condition that reacts to heavy scents and soaps. So my doctor, at one of my checkups, probably 5 years ago, noticed I had a rash. And I mean, it didn't itch, it was just there. And he asked me about it, and I said, yeah, it comes and goes, but it's not a big deal. And he said, hey, what kind of soap do you use? Irish Spring. Switched to Lever 2000. No scents, plain, everyday, ordinary Lever 2000. It says new look, but it's still the same soap. I have not had a breakout on my skin since I started using this. And I think after I bought the 10-pack 9 months ago, this right here probably cost me about 85 cents. Maybe. And that's after tax. And I bought that 10-pack probably 9 months ago, and I just now opened the 5th bar. Soap and hot water. Okay? Bathe and shower twice a day instead of once if you have to. Wash your hands after you touch anything, before you eat, and then immediately after you eat. Do these things and you will be much better prepared. Yes, I carry hand sanitizer. I have probably 2 or 3 of the little travel-sized bottles. And I carry one with me in my car, and I have one normally at my desk at work, and if I'm out and about, in my pocket, so that if I need to do something where I know my hands are going to get very dirty, I use some real quick. But as soon as possible after that, I wash my hands. I understand that with a new virus, we have to be cautious, but we don't need to panic. I was just watching the latest video from Granger Smith. He's a country western musician, very talented young man, probably, well, young man is my age. But he was talking about not touring on a weekend, which is weird for him, but all these states are banning gatherings of 250 people or more. We're going to see nightclubs just empty. And he said something that's very poignant and very, very true. What he said was people will react to that with, well, I'm not real worried about a professional musician who makes a lot of money every year, or an athlete who makes all this money. You can afford a few months, and that's very true. And he admits that. But what about everyone else involved? What about the bus drivers, the backup musicians or the singers, the light riggers? What about the people leasing those lights? What about the people running the venues and tending the bar there, serving drinks and food? What about the parking attendants? What about all of the other people all the way down the line? I worked when I was 19, maybe 20, as a barback. My job was literally just to make sure the bartenders didn't run out of beer or bottles of alcohol or liquor. I understand that the bar owner and maybe the DJ and the lead bartender, the one who's running things, they can afford a couple weeks off. I couldn't. I mean, I wasn't greatly in debt. It wasn't like I was living paycheck to paycheck, but 10 days, I'd have been out of money. And that is what the panic causes. When you panic, and governors and mayors and legislatures at the federal level and the president, they see, well, we have stores without toilet paper or paper towels. And they're running out of all these products. People are scared. Well, let's ban large gatherings. That will help them not be scared. It might, but it's going to do a lot more harm than good. If you feel you are infected, you have all those symptoms, not just a cough, but a cough and shortness of breath, you get tired easy, you have a fever, talk to your doctor. Don't go to these gatherings. If you think you might have been exposed to someone who has COVID-19, talk to your doctor. Don't go to these gatherings. Maybe we should pare them down a bit, but a panic is going to send you from just maybe things need to be looked at to, oh crap, the whole situation has just tanked our economy. People were blaming Trump right and left for the stock market taking a downturn for several days. But as soon as certain things were announced, people started buying again. If you follow James Woods, he's been buying through this whole system, or whole situation, because as people sell, prices go down, he's buying at lower prices. It's going to benefit him. If I had the money, I would be buying stock right, left, and center right now, because prices are down. Buy low, sell high. But not everyone is doing that, and that is what's causing these problems. And we need to not look at this and let it drive us further and further off the deep end. Step back. Don't go get a steak at Longhorn Steakhouse. Don't go get a burger at Whataburger. Don't go out for enchiladas on Tuesday. Take your lunch to work. If you're working from home, don't order Uber or pizza or whatever. Eat a sandwich. Just react as logical, thinking adults. There's the joke that started up with Deadpool, really. Common sense is my superpower. But common sense and logical thinking are more and more today looking like superpowers. People who are able to sit and look at something and say, this is not an end of the world scenario. People who didn't flip out about Y2K or SARS or MERS or swine flu or bird flu. They just reacted normally, wash their hands a little bit more, don't go out to large gatherings, don't go out to eat, stay home on the weekends, things like that. Those people had no problem. When all of this is over, okay, let's say for 2 weeks, maybe 3, the country has no concerts, the bars are closed, restaurants are closed, we're staying home, we're working from home, and those who are exposed are being treated and cared for, and so on. In 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks, this is blown over. What are you going to do with those 150, 200 rolls of toilet paper? Those 50 bottles of hand sanitizer? That, mountain of canned goods you have? I understand the paper goods are good until you use them. But all these people hoarding food, hoarding all this other stuff. I know the water doesn't go bad in a bottle of water, but the bottle can affect it if it sits for too long. What are you going to do with all that? It's just going to sit there. You're probably going to end up throwing it away. Yes, I understand. If you need to get more than normal on your shopping trip before work from home, that's not panicking. But when you panic and you hoard things, you're taking them away from the people who need them. I don't know what's going to happen, but if in 2 to 3 weeks we hear it's under control, people who are affected are quarantined, home quarantined, self-quarantined, hospitalized, whatever, you don't need to worry about going out. I can tell you I'm probably not going to be able to resist saying, I told you not to panic. But that's something for a later time. But I've talked long enough. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, remain civil. We're not here to scream and yell and, throw a fit and insult each other. We're here to talk. This is one of the last places right now we can engage in a wide discussion because we're all doing it from the safety of our own computers. But don't let that push you over the edge to where you're insulting people. As always, please remember to like the video, share the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you're aware of all new content as it posts. Until next time, everyone have a wonderful day.